What's up, inventors? Let's talk a little bit about Dream It and a learning example of what I'm going to go through in this course and some of the mindset examples and sort of the approach I use when I'm in the dream phase of an idea. And one key piece of the dream phase idea that I notice a lot of inventors doing is a pretty negative thing, and that is what I call the self-kill. And this is critical to stop doing. Right? This is the self-kill of your own good idea. What do I mean by this? I hear it all the time. Well, I have this idea, but I kind of found something similar on the shelf. So you didn't find your idea. You're also saying you've identified a gap in the product. So instead of looking at your idea and hunting for reasons to not do it, start being proud and looking for the holes and looking for reasons to do it. But most inventors, they come in, they have low idea confidence, and then they follow it up with a self-kill attitude. Instead of pivot, change, dig, adjust, it's, well, there's already something kind of like it, and therefore I shouldn't do it at all. Well, if that was the case, they already invented funnels. I should have never done this idea in the first place. So that's a big one on the self-kill. Let's talk about the next phase, and that's the whole market research we all care about, right? So let's talk keep it simple market research. This is back of the napkin, gut feel, a couple hours of digging to see whether or not your idea might have enough legs or have the problem be big enough for people to actually care enough to sell a significant enough volume to make it worth it, right? There's obviously somebody out there that will pay for any product because they agree with your problem. That doesn't make it necessarily worth it, because it could be, right, if you have low amounts of people, your advertising expense to find them is going to go up. So how do you sort of balance this out, or what do you want to look at? Let's do a quick example here. So this is the Oil Udder original market research document that will be wrong. Again, market research is a guess at best. It's okay to guess, but it's not okay to not guess and hope, because hope is not a plan. So what are we looking at here? So when we're looking at what actual product the Oil Udder could actually go in, we're obviously going to be looking at vehicles, right? So pulling some U.S. registered vehicle data, we're looking at 72.76 million vehicles. Does that mean all of them are going to actually be a customer? No. Why? Because you got to get rid of some things. Well, if you start getting rid of motorcycles, which are in there, leases, nobody's going to really do their own maintenance on a lease, or vehicles under 3 years old, probably have an oil change maintenance plan with the dealership. You get rid of a lot of vehicles. You get rid of a lot of market, right? This is the reality of inventing. You're not going to sell to, you're making this ginormous single market size isn't realistic. So we're starting to cut off vehicles. We've already cut off 49.6% of them. Owners that are actually responsible is probably around 137 million. All right. They're actually responsible for their own maintenance, right? So this is after what we just talked about, but not all of them work on their own car. So again, you got to knock off another aspect to this. So we're down to what's looking a lot more like 24 million people, 24 million vehicles that are probably in the space where this can work. Again, this is not something that can work on every vehicle, so that number's actually smaller, would be a potential market size. So, all right, that seems big. You're not selling to 100%, right? You're like the best market penetration ever would be like the Swiffer or something, and you're looking at 6% market penetration in a huge market. That's why you know about these products. Some of these products have massive amounts of market penetration, and it's still sub 5%. Like 5% would be an inventor's dream, right? It's more like 0.5%. is what we're really looking at here. So, if for some reason I'm around the right number of 25 million, and at best over 10 years, I can get 0.5% of those, that's still 125,000 units. This is a better way to start doing market research because it gives you, something to grab onto that says, yeah, this is probably worth it. If this number was, a tenth lower, move the decimal point, now you're looking at 12,000 units, maybe at a low market rate over 10. It's like, might not be worth it, but don't overcomplicate this stuff. So break it down, put a logical thing together, make sure you're throwing out customers, which people don't like to do, but you need to be real. You need to throw out customers and look at a total addressable market with a 0.25% market penetration, 0.5% market penetration, maybe over 10 years. That's somewhat realistic. You're not going to go sell 50 million of these things in the first year. Let's move on. The next part I like to talk about in the inventing space is what I call Kevin's ridiculous exercise. And by getting ridiculous, I mean, when you're in the dream it phase and you're encountering a problem, solve it ridiculously. Yes, literally ridiculously. I underline this word. Don't follow the rules of physics. Don't follow the rules of manufacturing. Just dream on how you could solve the problem. In the case of the oil udder, well, I could have the hand of Zeus come down and catch the oil using his hands to physically trap the product. And it's like, yeah, that actually would work if I could get Zeus to come down from the heavens and do it. That's pretty unlikely right now. But I could replace Zeus's hands with a plastic bag. Okay, well, I still got to hold it. Well, maybe instead of the plastic bag, I can use a milk jug and then wedge the milk jug with a 2x4. Okay, again, we're getting ridiculous. But it feeds into the first point of don't self-kill. Start being ridiculous. And the more ridiculous you are, just keep peeling back a ridiculous solution with a more practical solution until you actually start getting down to very practical solutions, which is the actual product. So these are a couple things we're going to talk about. This is the Dream It side of this video, and I hope this type of thinking is something you're looking forward to, and let's talk about examples of making it. Thank you.